Step 3, you grow hard about what you want to be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up and they gon' rise to the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, you grow hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
What's happening, YouTube? Good morning from the Bullhorn Betty channel to your living room or work, depending on where you're watching from. Hi, roots are done. Roots are done. Just thought you guys would be interested in on my my health and well-being this morning. We're doing great. We're doing great, guys. Lots of stuff coming out today. Lots of stuff. I've got already videos in the queue that will be dropping today. I hope you guys are watching that. You guys did a great job on Dylan Rounds, the update on Dylan Rounds that we found in Chase Vinstra. We're going to go through that. No longer a person of interest in the Dylan Rounds case. We did a video on the language that Candus Cooley brought up in her update. And, she was kind of, it seemed to me that she thought maybe both of them were responsible for the disappearance of her son. And, that's kind of been, thank God that we had a YouTuber, a small channel, nonetheless, at the federal courthouse and sitting in on the hearing with Dylan Rounds. So kudos to her. I don't remember her name. I did put her whole entire channel up in the video last night. So those that would like to subscribe to her can, because we really want people that are unbiased. We don't need a con PI shoveling garbage down our throat that absolutely has nothing to do with the case, or the creators that support that kind of nonsense. So we need to reach out, even the small creators that are doing their due diligence and doing their job and going to these places. So kudos to her. Congratulations. That's a personal shout out from the Bullhorn Betty channel. But definitely a lot of great information for us, especially as we're looking into these cases. And, we're kind of flying blind because law enforcement will not help us for legitimate reasons. Like, they have to protect the integrity of the investigation. We respect that. We understand that. And so we just get our information other ways, right? We get our information other ways. And that's the name of the game. Good morning, Crazy Nurse, the first to give a shout out this morning. Nice to see you, Crazy Nurse 2.0. 3 flying doves. Good morning to you. Melody, nice to see you here this morning, love. Evelyn's, nice to see you. Lex Luthor, Robin Slack, nice to see you. Karen, Colette, haven't seen you here in a while. Nice to see you here. Get your cup of coffee. Carly, with an I, nice to see you. Good morning, Amanda. Anissa Chadwell, she blessed us with her beautiful voice yesterday. Nice to see you here this morning. Gigi for life. Socks, wasn't she signed up for school? Yes or no? Socks, we heard she was. I believe a school official actually came out and stated that all the requirements were necessary, because that was my question too. We heard that she was, but we know how horrible the parents are, and did they really do what was necessary to get her in school? I don't know, but people are saying that she did. Sherry, nice to see you. Buckeye Girl, nice to see you. Sonia, our beautiful lady that likes to make, and she did a video. I got to show you guys this. I got to show them. It was cute. It was really cute. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. I know I have it. No, we don't want to do that. I think it's in my Gmail, and there's my Gmail right there. I got to show them. I'm showing them. I thought it was cute. Let me find it. Now the question is, where did I put it? There it is. We're going to embarrass Sonia today. I loved it. I thought it was really cute. Actually, I'm going to go back. Let me go back here. Let me pull it up first. I thought it was really cute. Let's see if we can get this all on one page. It's not going to sit right on the page though, but we'll go ahead and play it anyways. I love it. I love you guys. You guys are so sweet.
All day and mommy did drugs.
I can't use it. I just realized it has probably copyrighted material on it. I wonder if I can do it without the noise. There we go. Wish it was smaller though. I'll have to download it so it sits right. Anyway, she did this beautiful little slideshow of us sporting her Justice for Summer. She made us these beautiful shirts, heels on the ground shirts, and she's just a sweet, wonderful person. Sonia, big shout out to you. We love you. You're what makes what we do so special. Gator Bites, good morning. Mike Stevens, Karen Davis, I think it's Kathleen McCarter, nice to see you. Nature Lover. Crystal Anderson, nice to see you. Texas Life Julie, nice to see you. Let me guess what state you're from. No, just joking. Pebbles. Amy. Anybody else I met? Victoria Munch. Moonlight Magic. Lana. Who else? Ricky, nice to see you here this morning. I think. Oh, you're welcome. Let's see here. Jody LP, nice to see ya. Kim Maple, Trudy. Pin 1010, good morning. Good morning. And Patty Ponytail, good morning. So we've been covering a lot. There's been so many cases out there, of missing, deceased, people that just need help, need some exposure, need their case exposed. We've been working very hard behind the scenes to get ourselves up to snuff on all these cases because of the work that we're doing and wanting to make sure that you guys have a lot of information, not just a lot of information, good information that you guys can, just be updated with, because, a lot of us just stick on one case and there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, right? And so I've been trying very, very hard because I love you guys so much. I've been trying very, very hard to do these lives and put a lot of stuff in it. We'll have a topic, a subject, like today is going to be summer wells and having the discussion about summer wells. But prior to us getting to summer wells, we're diving into what is going on in other cases as well. So you guys get the updated information. I check this stuff every single morning. I didn't want to do that, but now I've got to, I make sure that if we hear of a new case, it's added to the list and we check on it. Sometimes I'm good with it. Sometimes I'm not so good with it. But today is no different. We've got a lot of craziness going on in the world. As we all know, we live in a crazy, dangerous world. Many of us, we don't like hearing it. We don't like seeing it. But we know it exists. And thank God it doesn't affect many of our lives. But there's a lot of people's lives that are in this channel as we speak that have been affected by this ugliness of this world. So in Detroit, this one family is suffering just like many of our other ones. A missing teen that was out there was found in a vacant basement after his father receives an anonymous call. An 18-year-old recent high school graduate was found dead from an apparent gunshot wound in the basement the same night he was reportedly attending a party with friends. And, this is crazy because we were just talking and we're still being updated on Kristen Smart's case, which is similar in nature, where she went to a party, went with friends, and then disappeared and was never heard from again. This poor boy, I can't imagine this poor boy doing anything so bad to jeopardize his own life. And here his family and friends are dealing with him. And he had just graduated, guys. This is just, it is now July, the end of July. We're going into August. And he literally just graduated and is gone. Jacob Hill of Grand Blanc, Michigan, spent leisure time with family on boats the afternoon of Saturday, July 23rd, the night he traveled to Detroit to go to a party. On Sunday, his family grew worried after not hearing from him. They reportedly tracked his location to Dearborn Heights, where they found his car and phone, but Hills himself was nowhere to be seen. Dearborn Heights police reportedly put out a missing persons report and began investigating. On Sunday night, Hill's father reportedly received an anonymous phone call saying the teen was in the basement of a vacant apartment on Warren Street. Detroit police went to the location and found Hill deceased with a gunshot wound. He was shot at least one time. According to McGinnis, Hill was reportedly interested in purchasing a firearm, but did not reveal any additional information on how or when Hill planned on buying one. Hills reportedly had aspirations of going into military service. Hills graduated from this year from Grand Blanc High School and enlisted in the National Guard. What a travesty. What a travesty. You know, sounds like this man was really had a strong future, and just, yeah. The age of these victims, these crimes are always so young. Yes, 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 Lex, yes. Just sad. And going in to represent our country too. Hill's mother, Sandy Hill, told WXYZ he bought an AR-15 Friday, July 22nd, from a store in Grand LeBlanc for practice shooting because he was leaving for the National Guard on August 10th. Hills reportedly had a gun in his car when he drove to Detroit the next night. Sadie Hill believes her son was lured down there because of the gun and his graduation money. So just a horrible realization that these family have to deal with right now. And again, just a shout out to the Hill family. You know, we pray for you, and nothing can ever take away the grief and the loss that you guys must be feeling. But the Bullhorn Betty channel does our heart bleed for any family that's dealing with something like this. Oops, I think I just got out of, hold on one second. I also wanted to, this is a Twitter account, a Twitter thing that I thought was very interesting. It was from Jennifer Coffendorfer, the FBI person, and I thought it hit kind of home. And it says FA charges were the initial strike. Now that's the firearms charges were the initial strike. Now James Brenner has been named a suspect, whereas Dylan and Y was the crime committed. Ellie stated close to home because sadly, those who are the closest to the victim are often the bad guy. This comes directly from Jennifer Coffendorfer. Again, the reason why I put this post up, even though it's around the Dylan Rounds case, is because it states what I've been stating over and over and over again, that those who are closest to the victim are often the bad guys. This is applied. This is statistics, folks. This is the stuff that I've been, expressing are of great concern when dealing with these true crime cases, because let's face it, at the end of the day, we know that typically the last person to see you alive is typically, I didn't say always, but they're typically the people responsible for the crime. Typically. Little Lex, LOL. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you, Lucia. If I understand correctly, Brenner did a little work for Dylan on the farm. Yes, it was known that James Brenner did assist Dylan here and there on his farm because he was in such close proximity to him, because he was squatting at the house adjacent, or the trailer adjacent on the adjacent property. He was squatting there. And as you can see, that place is desolate. So you're lucky to see probably 4 or 5 people, right? Seriously, like it's that bad. Like you can barely see people. It's a desolate area. It's almost spooky. I think a good reference for that would be a ghost town, right? It's more in line with a ghost town than anything else. So we've also been covering the Alec Murdaugh case, the saucy case in South Carolina, where it had all the glitz, glamour, prestige, family legacy. Their family ran the prosecuting departments for 3 generations. Good morning, Mom. What a mom of 2. Handsome sons. Oh, that's cute. Mom of 2 handsome sons. That's cute. That's cute. Nice to see you. And there is another person's name that's being brought up in this case. This is just coming out. Anatomy of Alleged Conspiracy, how Russell Lafitte, I think I'm pronouncing his name right, and Alex Murdaugh handled the Pinckney case. Pinckney case. I can't pronounce that name either. And that's that man right there. This is very interesting. When Hakeem Pinckney's family visited him at the North Augusta nursing home where he lived, they wouldn't announce themselves beforehand. They would just pop up and intentionally surprise the staff in hopes of seeing an actual condition of Hakeem was living, in the hopes of seeing how the son and brother they loved was being treated on any given day. One time they found him lying on the bed stained with his urine. Another time they discovered that the whistle-like device Hakeem used to communicate with any medical distress with the nurse home staff had fallen behind his bed. This was particularly a cruel act of negligence because Hakeem was deaf and, as a result of a 2009 car wreck, a quadriplegic. But his mind was good. He was bright and thriving 21-year-old man, now trapped in a body he couldn't operate on his own. He was living in one of the only nursing homes he could afford until his family and his family's lawsuit could be settled against the maker of the tires that had failed them. When that happened, Hakeem was going to get the best treatment money could buy. His family was going to be able to bring him home. Sadly, he did not live to go home, nor did he see a dime of that settlement. Instead, his grieving mother was left with permanent heartbreak of knowing her son could not be saved in time. Hakeem died October 1st, 2011 of cardiac arrest, which, according to the wrongful death lawsuit filed against the nursing home in 2004, occurred after his ventilator had become unplugged for more than 30 minutes before someone noticed. His death came just 4 days after a multi-million-dollar settlement had been reached in his case. Under normal circumstances, the timing of this might cause a person to reflect on how tragic twist of fate that had befallen him and his family, his loved ones. There's no normal circumstances in this case. Hakeem Pinckney was a client of the now disbarred Hampton County attorney Alec Murdaugh. He was represented by conservator Murdaugh friend Russell Lafitte, I think is what his name is. I could be wrong. The former CEO of Palmetto State Bank. Everything, every fact, every document, every rumor uttered about Hakeem's case must now be revisited and scrutinized. Murdaugh and Lafitte face multiple charges of theft and fraud in the Hakeem case. Lafitte faces additional federal charges. So far, the two are accused of stealing nearly $1 million from Hakeem's estate from his family. But the alleged bad acts goes much deeper than that. The monetary value of Hakeem's life presented a major opportunity to Murdaugh and Lafitte, two piratical buffoons whose last name doubled as resumes. Hakeem was a young man. He was required intensive medical care for the rest of his life. The payout for his case was expected to be substantial. So it sounds to me, I'm not going to go through all of this because it's quite long. You can see that on fitznews.com related to this, and it's the anatomy of alleged conspiracy. But I have to say, this is sick. And, you know, this Alec Murdaugh brought these people in on these crimes with him. And now, through the research and the due diligence of law enforcement in South Carolina, they are uncovering a lot, and including co-conspirators of Alex Murdaugh. So I hope that person's getting out of here. Go over here. Give me just 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Da, 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 da. What other words did he use? Hold on, let me find it here. Okay. We're almost done, guys. We'll have this cleared up in just a second. Give me just 2 shakes. What other words did you use? Okay, got it. That fixes it. Okay, there we go. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. I just, every time they do stuff, I just add it to the, I mean, pretty soon they're going to have only nice words to say by the time we're done. So anyways, there you go. That is Alec Murdaugh. So, and here's something, actually, before I do this, I'm dropping the video now as we speak. So one video is just now being dropped. You guys will see that here in the near future. But it's about what we're about to go over. This is breaking news coming out of Harmony Montgomery's case. Breaking news. The charge against Harmony's stepmother, Kayla Montgomery, has been dropped. And it was the charge against her related to the fraud for the welfare benefits that she lied on the application. And it wasn't that, and it may have been due to them not caring about prosecuting it. Maybe she has turned state's evidence. Maybe she is now a witness for the state, which I really do believe is happening because one, she's out on bond, which normally she would not have. Two, they allowed this charge to drop. That's what I said. They allowed this charge to drop. So basically, they were required to go before the grand jury to get an indictment on these charges for Kayla Montgomery, and they failed to do their job in getting and securing that grand jury indictment for this charge, and so it subsequently had to be dropped. And I have to think that that was strategic in nature. They have worked and decided not to pursue these charges of fraud against her. And again, I believe it's due to the fact that she is now going to be a witness for the state. I have not heard that. My sources have not told me that, but it is indicative of that, to be honest with you. So just to give you an idea of what happened in Manchester, New Hampshire, the charges were dropped. The estranged wife of Harmony Montgomery's father, Kayla Montgomery, is accused of obtaining more than $1,500 in food stamp benefits in January, leading to her initial arrest. She faced felony welfare fraud charges. On Wednesday, the judge signed off on dismissing one count of welfare fraud that led to that arrest. The charge was dismissed because no indictment had been returned from the grand jury before the deadline set by the New Hampshire Rules of Criminal Procedure. Believe me, these prosecutors know their timeline. They are in a system, so you don't drop a ball. They're very good systems. They're tickler systems that make sure that you are notified in plenty of time to do your case. And it's a process that we use in law firms to make sure that we don't miss a deadline. So they were very well aware of this deadline. This is not something that they just mistakenly forgot about and just forgot to process, and she is getting away with it. No, it does not work that way. They actually allowed this to drop based upon what I'm seeing here, because I know the process that is used, and there is no way this would have been missed. No way in the world that this charge would have been missed. So she still faces other felony and misdemeanor charges for allegedly lying to the Department of Health and Human Services that Harmony was still a member of their household and collected welfare benefits based on that. So they just let one of the charges drop. They did not let all the welfare fraud charges drop. And she was also indicted for perjury for lying to the grand jury in June. So this short clip just dropped. You'll be seeing a notification for that today. I also have another one that's dropping that we're going to go over, and I will drop that one as soon as we get to that point in this this live. So that's an update on Harmony. I know many people like to hear updates on Harmony. This happened yesterday. This charge was dropped. She's still facing a lot of charges. But the other thing we found out in this article is Kayla Montgomery is in fact out on bond. She is out on bond. She is no longer in jail. I thought that was interesting. Oops, sorry, I just hit one too many. Hold on, let me go back. I think we already went over this. Dylan Rounds, suspect Dylan Rounds, disappearing, has a violent past. We already know about James Brenner, so that was that. And then we hear that Michael Vaughn's father speaks out to News Nation. I have not had an opportunity to review this interview with Michael Vaughn. But we will go through here. After the entire year of searching for missing 5-year-old Michael Vaughn, there was no answer. The Fruitland, Idaho child's 2021 disappearance garnered nationwide attention and support. We haven't stopped, Fruitland Police. J.D. Huff said, every day we have unfinished business, and I'll tell you that every day is an anniversary of the disappearance of Michael Vaughn. I really do like J.D. Huff. I really do. I really think that he has really calmed people in this. It's a night and day difference, in my opinion, with how we are spoken to by Police Chief J.D. Huff as opposed to the Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson. I just feel like Ronnie Lawson is too busy staring down the tip of his nose to the people, to those small-minded people that want to help Summer. That's how I sometimes feel. You have to watch the interview. I will watch the interview. But just a little update if you guys haven't seen that. And not only will I watch the video, I will actually be commenting and probably making a video of myself.
What can you tell us? Tasha, so we heard from Michael's dad, Tyler, for the very first time this week. He was the parent who was actually at home at the time that Michael went missing. And today marks 1 year since that little boy, who is lovingly known as Monkey, walked out the door and never came home.
We haven't stopped. Every day we have unfinished business, and I'll tell you that every day is an anniversary of the disappearance from Michael Vaughn.
It's been 365 days, a year of searching with no answers. For the 5-year-old Fruitland boy whose 2021 disappearance garnered nationwide attention and support.
Hi, how are you doing, bud?
Last July.
Just to let you know that he disappeared a little over a month after Summer Wells disappeared.
Michael Vaughn was at home with his dad and baby sister while mom was at work. Family says he walked out, searching for neighborhood kids to play with.
He went to a neighbor's house. He went to another neighbor's house and another neighbor's house.
Last winter, Michael's mom, Brandy.
So she's basically stating that he went to 3 neighbors' homes in this interview. And this appears to be clips from prior that they're incorporating because there's snow on the ground. And as many of us know, it is summertime. It's pretty hot, and I doubt that there's any snow where they are currently at.
Invited our News Nation team to their Idaho home, walking us through her son's last moments there.
He would have come out of the garage. The front door is pretty hard to get out of.
So now we heard that he got out of a sliding glass door that he has gotten out of many times before. And now she is at this point when they did this interview, which again looks like it may have been last year. I don't presume that there's snow right now in July in Idaho, but I could be wrong. But now she's claiming that he must have gone out through the garage. Was the garage open? That's the first time I've heard about that. But again, not sure.
And you can hear that opening.
At the time, his dad.
And that's the second time I've heard of her saying that the front door is hard to come through, right? The front door is hard to come through and very noticeable when somebody comes through it. So again, it makes me question why he was jumping out at Kira when she was walking in the door. That's not the first time we've heard that. And again, I'm just questioning these things that I think are important, at least to me and my point. So maybe you guys have different feelings about that, and definitely would like to explore those as well.
Tyler declined to speak with us, but this week that changed. The couple sitting together for their first national TV interview.
It doesn't feel like a year. It's been an eternity.
Tyler, a lot of people curious why, if you were the one at home, why you haven't done a lot of talking with the media. What's your response to people who want to know that question?
Because I was the one at home. I feel like because I was the responsible party, I don't like being in the public eye at all. And it's because I, to some extent blame myself.
For most of the afternoon, Tyler says Michael played with his monster trucks and Nintendo Switch, and that around dinner time, he ordered a pizza and went down the hall to change the baby's diaper. When he came back out,
again, I want you guys to understand, it wasn't that the daughter was running around and had a messy diaper. She was actually asleep, and he went inside her room to wake her up to change her. Again, I'm emphasizing that because I myself have taken care of my grandchildren, which were from, date of birth on. And I can't remember, unless there was a full-fledged blowout where sheets needed to be changed and, the crib needed to be fixed up. I have never gone in there to wake my grandchildren up to change their diaper when they're sleeping. I would like more information on that. Now, there could be some logical explanations for that. One, his daughter was sleeping for, hours, and it was time for her to get up. But that's not what's alleged. That's not what he stated. He stated he went in there because he needed to change the diaper. So he needed to rouse her up so he could get her awake to change her diaper. Not that she had slept, long. It was time for her to get up from her nap, and he was waking her up from her nap and changing her diaper. Details do matter. And, this is another thing. This is another piece of information that make me question what is going on.
Michael wasn't there.
Searched the house, searched the backyard, front yard, jumped in their van, called Brandy.
He says he raced around the neighborhood and was the one who called 911.
The Fruitland Police, Payette Police, and Payette County deputies and citizens searched through the night until support arrived the following morning.
In the last year, more than 3,000 acres and nearby river have been searched. No suspects have been named, but authorities say they have persons of interest. Fruitland Police asking for the public's help in identifying this man, seen in newly released photos walking in a nearby park at the time of Michael's disappearance. And to this day,
and they state he was walking in a nearby park. So it makes me question, was he in the neighborhood or at the nearby park? Again, we're trying to piece this case together because there's not a whole lot of information that's really that really sets the timeline like we have in. Oh, happy birthday, Katie. Nice to see you. Big happy birthday from the Bullhorn Betty channel. But again, we're having to piece this together. We don't have a decent timeline for what happened in this case. Some creators do. Bullhorn Betty does not.
Nobody has been cleared, including Tyler and Brandy. What do you tell people who say,
that is the first time we've heard, for the record, on a national TV news station, that both Brandy and Tyler have not been cleared. There are many creators, as well as their PR person, trying to misinform people that the parents have been cleared. Again, the parents, along with many other people, have not been cleared in the case of Michael Monkey Vaughn. Very important.
Do they know more than they're letting on?
A lot of the speculation online is based in fantasy land.
Law enforcement and God knows our truth, and we'll stand firm and stand strong.
Fruitland police confirming with News Nation the couple has cooperated with the investigation. Today, Michael would be 6, his parents grieving another summer without him, a summer they say should be spent playing and camping as a family.
Time for bed now.
But I still want to look at some stars.
He is pure joy, love, excitement, much excitement, energy, lots of energy. You can't not fall in love with him.
Both Tyler and Brandy tell me they do believe that their son is out there alive. They still believe he's coming home. And Natasha, I asked both of them, what would justice look like in your eyes? Brandy's answer was if her son comes back alive and well, she could find it in her heart to forgive. Tyler said he just wants his child home. Legal punishment would take care of the rest. And I do also have to mention, to this day, Fruitland police, they have declined to go on camera for an interview with our crew since day one.
So law enforcement's not willing to go online, even with a national conglomerate like News Nation. And it's definitely, in my opinion, so they don't misinform the public. They don't have to lie to the public because they know that they're going to be asked a lot of tough questions. And I think it's very responsible of the law enforcement agencies not to engage at this point. Because again, we are looking at 114 days after the disappearance where they've come out and stated that it is potential, there is a possibility of an abduction. And I question that 114 days, why so long? And it seems very strategic to me, and based upon what I feel. I just don't feel JD Huff would make this kind of error, in my opinion. But there are,
Natasha, Mark, I can't
hold
imagine.
on. There are some things that I do
with these
want to, if I can get to it, let me pull it back here. Let me
Several months have been like for this family.
Where is it? There's some look on his face, and I think it's right. Hold on here. Let me go back. And it just reminded me, and I'm sorry it does. It just reminds, this thing's giving me heart problems. And when I get there, I'll pause it and I'll show you. It just reminded me of the condition of Candus when she was talking to WJHL. And let me get to that point. See if I can blow this up. And it's his eyes. It's his eyes. It's it's his eyes. It's those. There are spots in this interview where he looks, you know, from the time he started talking, his eyes are droopy. It seems to me people are probably going to be upset with this comment, and I apologize in advance. But it looks like he's on some kind of substance. His eyes are droopy. I can understand people are going to say, well, he's upset. I get that. But it doesn't make your eyes look like you're on a substance. He may be taking something because of the stress, the anxiety of all this. I don't know. But you can see Brandy's eyes are nice and bright. His are not so much. So, and he's rubbing his leg. Yes. And it's nervousness. And you know, again, is it the parents? Is it an abduction? We don't know. I'm not going to allege one way or another. I'm just expressing some of the things that don't feel right to me, related to Brandy and her husband. Hold on a second. I think this is the one. Oh, excuse me. Pull this back. Excuse me. Excuse me. We're going to have to deal with a lot of sneezing from this channel. This season has not been good for me at all. That's a red flag to me. Yeah. His story sounds like Trezell. This is the comment from Tabitha. His story sounds like Trezell West's story. when she said she can forgive, just to throw me off, or she can forgive, just threw me off. I would never be able to forgive anybody taking my child or doing any harm to my child. Absolutely not. And there's a lot of similarities now that I'm looking back on it with language and behavior that I see. And I'm going to be preparing a video, probably not today, maybe it'll be tomorrow, related to the almost exact verbatim language from the Wells campus, as opposed to the bond camp. So we're just be on the lookout for that as well. Again, just a little curious as to, where is it? Okay, so it looks like I accidentally shut down all the 17 tabs. That's not what I meant to do. Restore window, there we go. All right, so we got that. We know from yesterday, we're following the Kristen Smart case. This is the 26-year-old cold case that in 2021 rather, they did find evidence and brought the last person that saw her alive to court, which is Paul Flores. And they also charged his father, Ruben Flores, 81 years old, with accessory after the fact for helping his son cover up the murder of this beautiful young, newly just newly going to college at California Polytechnic College, State College. And she had her whole life ahead of her. She went to a party. Her friend left her. She continued on to a frat party where she was never seen from again. And it's just a really sad case, but there are delays in her case because of a juror was unavailable or became ill, and they are just withholding this or delaying this trial so that juror can feel better and get back in there, because they do not want to go to alternates just yet. That's saved for later in the file. This is the other thing coming up. Dropping a video on this. A new letter on Find Summer Wells website. Again, a letter that does not appear to be written by Don Wells. I hate this website. I hate how it does that. Tim, fix the website so whenever I'm trying to show a video, it doesn't pop that garbage up. I read this letter. It's hard to read because of the handwriting. But I can tell you this is not the handwriting of Don Wells. Let me show you guys. Here is the known handwriting of Don Wells. Right there. See the handwriting? That's it. That's how he writes. That's how his W's are. That's how his D's are. That's it right there. See it? That's how he writes. This does not look anything like that handwriting. So here's the handwriting that they're alleging came from Don Wells. Look at the W's. Don Wells. Now look at this. Does that look like the handwriting? Does that look like the handwriting? Totally different handwriting. Totally different handwriting. And the known handwriting of Don Wells was notarized. That means they had, yes, there's another letter out there. This one is to thank the people that contributed to the reward fund. Remember, the first one was a year later, it's tighter on the letter. Yes, does not, the handwriting doesn't match. So no matter how we look at this, how we twist this, at the end of the day, the bottom line is Don Wells did not physically write that letter. Did not physically write that letter at all. And that's important, at least to me. So, sorry guys, my allergies are killing me. So, I was looking at some things. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to just blitz on you. But that's going to be, we got a video of me reading this letter, explaining it. It's hard to read. You hear me struggling to read this letter in the video that I'm about to drop. Oh, hey, C12, nice to see you. Mr. Joker Q, nice to see you as well. That's Don's son, not Don. It states Junior at the end. No. John Wesley Wells Jr. is Summer Wells' father. He's a junior, not a senior, because his father was the senior. It is absolutely, if you look at his court case right now, and go to Hawkins County, it's Don Wesley Wells Jr. Many people have mistaken that. Let me, here, maybe this will help clarify it for you. Where is it? Show you. Hold on. Does it have it on here? It doesn't have the junior on here. He's a junior. For those that don't realize that, his dad, Don Wells, Summer's father's father, is the senior. Summer Wells' dad is the junior. I believe his son is third. But just to make sure that you guys are very clear, Don Wells Jr. is Summer Wells' dad. So just remember that. When we go up there and we pull records, we have to say Don Wesley Wells Jr. in order to get those documents. Everything is registered on 110. You honestly believe that his son owns 110 Pin Hill Road? It doesn't. Okay, so just for clarification, guys. Need to get arrested. I agree with that. A 16-year-old missing from Pasco County. I don't know where that is. Do you think Tim is visiting Don? I do not. I do not. I think he may be having a conversation with him over the phone, possibly. When Tim was responding to me through Messenger, he stated that he speaks with Don regularly, but I don't think he's gone up there to visit him. I could be wrong. I don't know the goings and comings of Tim Mullen or Don Wells at this point. I have no knowledge one way or another. And actually, as a matter of fact, while we're on here, might as well go ahead. Let me check my analytics on the other one to see if it's ready, if I'm ready. Okay, I'm going to let that one sit and stew. I'll probably drop the one for Don Wells in the letter. Actually, I'll go ahead and do it now. There's no point in waiting. So that one is now dropping as well. If you guys want to see the letter and hear it read, it is dropping as we speak right now. Chase Venstra, we already went through that. He's no longer a person of interest. If you guys have not seen the video, let me see if I can pull the video up now. Maybe this will help. I thought I did it on here. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did it on my phones. Must have done it. Oh, I did do it on my phone. So I only have the one that has the commercials in it. But guys, go out there and look at it. It says Dylan Rounds, Chase Venstra, no longer a person of interest, a person that is a small YouTube creator here on this platform, actually went to the federal courthouse and was able to listen in, and it was stated at that courtroom hearing that they are no longer a person, that Chase Venstra is no longer a person of interest in the homicide investigation. Yes, that is correct. Not a criminal investigation, a homicide investigation. Everybody involved in the Dylan Rounds case now, including the parents, believe that their son was murdered. There is a homicide investigation into the Dylan Rounds case. This is not a missing person. This is not just a normal criminal investigation. They do believe that Dylan Rounds has lost his life, and they are conducting this as a homicide investigation. different protocols are in place, depending on what they are classified. There's different protocols in missing persons and how the law enforcement is to conduct themselves. In a criminal investigation, same thing. There's different protocols that law enforcement must conduct themselves. And then you have the the homicide investigation, which again have different protocols in which law enforcement must conduct themselves and conduct the investigation. So we are at a homicide investigation in the Dylan Rounds case, just for all you guys to be up. Yeah, Victoria. He's a fake PI. Don't understand. Yes, the fake PI. The fake PI. I have lost all respect in him, and I think it's the heat has finally. I exposed him widely for his conduct because he came. I met him before. He was not a warm person before. He was very cocky, very arrogant, just a nasty human being. And I met him, I want to say last year, December, January timeframe, maybe it was between November and January is when I heard about this man. Do not like him, never cared for him, but because that, me, I don't try to get in the drama, didn't have anything to say about him, just never talked about him again, never had anything to do with him, was done. And then we were many months later, following this Dylan Rounds case, and he comes back up again in this. And the family he's saying despicable things about this family that have nothing to do with the case, nothing whatsoever to do with the case, finding Dylan Rounds or bringing bringing the people responsible to justice. Nothing. All it was sensationalizing information he believes to be true, and he peddled that, and the family said, we're done with you. He's unprofessional. And it's his standard MO. He trolls these missing person groups. He talks to these families. He bolsters himself up saying he's this licensed PI, which he's not licensed. Let's be clear. He's not licensed. And the only time he can call himself a PI is when he's physically in the state of Mississippi. The minute he goes outside of the borders of Mississippi, if he solicits PI work from any other state, he's in violation of the law. And we know he's not. He has made it very clear he does not work in Mississippi and does not reside in Mississippi. So is he commuting to Mississippi to work? Because if he is, where is he working from? Is he working from the local McDonald's? Is he working from the local Starbucks? Where's he working from? Because he's not in Mississippi. And that's the only place he's allowed lawfully to call himself a PI, is in the state of Mississippi. So he brings on this, the gentleman, Mr. Brooks, which I like. I think Mr. Brooks, I want to help the state of Mississippi get stronger licensing laws. And we will be bringing Mr. Brooks back when we can actually help him affect change in Mississippi. So we don't have yahoos like this con PI running amok and causing damages to families that are already suffering and already victims, re-victimizing them. And you think I'm going to stand by? And he gets this guy on, and it's this guy, like he's trying to tattle on Bullhorn Betty because he didn't understand. He thought I bamboozled this guy into an interview. What he failed to realize is that that interview was set up by somebody else. And I was under the understanding that the man was ready for an interview. I had no idea he wasn't quite yet ready for that interview. And it was being recorded because I was told he wants to be interviewed. Okay. So guess what I did? I called him and started interviewing him immediately. So that's the information that the con PI didn't have, is that 1, it was misunderstanding. 2, Brooks knew it was a misunderstanding. And 3, we plan on bringing Brooks back on this channel when we can actually help him affect change in Mississippi. So con artists like Jim Terry, can't do what he's doing under the guise of being a PI. And he's trying to allege that he's a licensed PI, but he doesn't go to any continuing education. He has no law enforcement background. He's only had one positive case that he's actually found something, and it was more of a recovery of a vehicle or a horse or something like that that he actually helped find. One case out of how many people he conned out of money. It was probably beginner's luck for him, right? So, Tim, you're still a con. You will always be a con, and you will never push Bullhorn Betty around. So keep going with the videos, but I could tell you my videos are a hell of a lot more impactful than your videos could ever be of me. And you can dox me, you can do whatever. They've already done that on here. So you can't injure Bullhorn Betty at all. But believe me, I will continue to expose your con. Right? Right. That's what I thought. Oh, Lord. So now we're getting back to JonBenet Ramsey. You know, we all know people are still talking about this JonBenet Ramsey case. So I found this article that came out about 14 hours ago. We ran with JonBenet Ramsey yesterday because we are going to help advocate for all the DNA to be processed. Many of you guys have already done your part and reached out and continue to reach out to the governor, Jared Polis, in Colorado to demand them to release the DNA to a forensic company to have all the DNA tested. It makes me question why Boulder, Colorado is actually stalling their own investigation. And I have to believe it's because they don't want to be sued. I have to think this comes down to money, that they're waiting for everybody to die off so they cannot be held responsible for their screw ups. That's the only thing I can muster out of all of this. But we will stand strong. We stand for JonBenet Ramsey. We don't care about who this DNA points to. We just want it to point to somebody. We want it tested. The world wants this tested. It has been a quarter of a century. It's time to find out the truth. And if that means that Boulder, Colorado may have to deal with some civil liabilities, so be it. So be it. JonBenet Ramsey's murder case has been cold since 1996, but it still captivates the nation. CeCe Moore, the chief genetic genealogist at Parabon Nanolabs and Virginia-based DNA tech firm, recently brought the unsolved case to the forefront again, saying that crime scene DNA could be analyzed through modern technology to reveal the killer. It might only be a matter of hours before that DNA contributor is identified. A matter of hours. What law enforcement agency that's had an open case for a quarter of a century would not be jumping at the opportunity to close a case in a matter of hours? Which, you tell me, name one. Oh, I'm sorry, Boulder. Boulder, Colorado is the only one we can name at this point in time. But I have never in my life seen any other law enforcement agency literally obstruct their own investigation. It is mind-blowing. We actually watched the 60 Minutes Australia interview on here live on this channel where we stopped it and we went through it for educational purposes and criticism purposes about this case, about the Boulder, Colorado handling of this case. We talked about Lou and how he was able to and watched him physically break into this home undetected, which many of us never saw or may have saw, but it was so, not publicized that it led all of us to speculate these parents for years were responsible for their daughter, never once looking at the other possibilities. And Lou drove that home when he broke into that home unannounced and went through the very window that was open and had a suitcase under it for somebody to step out. And we, the public, were none the wiser because that information had been consistently hidden from the public as we pointed the fingers at the parents of this child. Sad stuff, disgusting stuff. So with that being said, we want to make sure that we are contacting the Colorado governor's office. This is how you can contact them. You can call them at 303-866-2471. You can send them a letter to State Capitol Building, 200 East Colfax Avenue, Room 136, Denver, Colorado, 80203, or emailing the governor at Governor Polis, that's GOVERN orpolis@state.co.us. And I would behoove everybody to continue making those calls, to continue sending those emails every day. Just re-forward, make a new one. We want to demand that this DNA be tested. We can impact think about it. We have the ability to truly help and impact the case, the historical case of John Benet Ramsey. You could be part of history. You could be part of history. Make your voice heard today. Please pick up the phone, email, or mail. Do all three. Do them every few days. If you can do it every single day, please do it every single day. We want to make sure that we are the pimple on the butt of the government in Colorado. We want to make sure that they feel us, that they hear us, and that they take action. And the only way we can do that is collectively and everybody doing their part. Be part of history. Be part of the good part of history. Help impact this case. You can do it. You can do it. All right. Still going through. I told you we've been covering quite a bit here lately. I mean, we go over this. We're kind of changing the design of the Bullhorn Betty channel, so we're not just on one topic. We give you guys an informed idea of all the major cases that are going on right now. You can come to one place and get your updates right here every morning on the Dylan Rounds case, the Cody Bigsby case, which Cody, there's nothing really going on in there. If you want more information, I recommend you guys subbing up to Dolly Vision. Dolly Vision has been going out there searching. He's in Virginia. Cody Bigsby's in Virginia. If you want to get up to date on what is going on in Cody Bigsby's case, Dolly Vision. I don't want to take away from him because he is out there in the heat with all those bugs searching for stuff. And he's found some pretty interesting things out there. And I'm glued to his videos when he releases them. So guys, if you are wanting to follow Cody Bigsby's case, sub up Dolly Vision. Sub up Dolly Vision today. Sub up Dolly Vision today. And go and watch the videos. He's released about I want to say 7 videos so far. He might be releasing more. Very good stuff. It gives us an idea of what is out there in that wooded area near where Cody Bigsby disappeared from. We also found out yesterday while we were on here covering Michael Vaughn and his 1 year milestone of not being home. We went over this case study of the false allegations of child abduction yesterday. Prior to that, we went over this case study related to the early identification risk factors of parental abductions. We've got major case studies here that help us with these cases that we can garner great statistics from, and it's very alarming. This stuff is very alarming to me. Of what is being said. We've got a lot of children, and just to show you guys, we have a lot of children under the age of 8 that are missing. 138 children under the age of 8 that are currently on the Missing and Exploited Children's website, and they need help. They need help. So I'm just going to pop the first page up for you guys so you guys can look at these faces. Isaiah Muhammad disappeared July 6, 2022 from Baltimore City, Maryland. Ladae Arnold disappeared June 26, 2022 from St. Louis, Missouri. Lydia Hansen disappeared from her Springvale, Maine home June 26, 2022. We have this beautiful 9-month-old baby, Cody Davis, that disappeared from Houston, Texas. We have brothers and sisters, Brent Mayer, Leah Mayer, and Clara Mayer, all that disappeared on June 12th in Idaho Falls, Idaho. Kristen Robertson, June 3rd, from Lampasas, Texas, only 3 years old. Christine Robertson, June 3rd, 2022, from Oh, so this is three brothers and sisters: Christine Robertson, and Christopher Robertson, all missing June 3rd, 2022 from Lampasas, Texas. Indigo Lucky, May 6, 2022, only 2 years old, from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Oliver Acosta Vasquez, April 28, 2022, from Center Reach, New York, only 4 years old. Miracle Reynolds, April 15th, 2022, from Indianapolis, Indiana. Alexander Muskoff, I can't pronounce that last name. This beautiful baby right here, 5 years old, Staten Island, New York. And there are many other ones here. Malaya, Anili, I can't pronounce some of these names. Jackson Lopez, Jackson Page, Justice Page, and Isaiah Collier. Lots of kids just from this year missing. Sad. No updates on Summer Wells at the TVI newsroom. Oakley Carlson. Major update in the disappearance. This came out 21 hours ago. But the reward has now grown over $75,000 for information related to Oakley Carlson, which is still missing and has not been seen from since. There's that beautiful baby's face. She was in the custody of her foster parents, which had her since she was 6 months old, and the courts forced them to release her back to her parents' custody, and she has not been seen since. She was thriving in the foster care home, and they put her in a horrible situation where nobody knows where she's at. Oakley Carlson has not been seen since February 2021 after she was taken from foster care and returned to her birth parents, but her foster parents and the community of advocates are pushing for answers. A $75,000 award has been raised in an effort to locate Oakley, who was reported missing December 6, 2021, but hasn't been physically seen since February 2021, the Chronicle reports. As Crime Online previously reported, neighbors of the birth family previously said they have not seen Oakley in quite some time. One person in Oakville neighborhood said it had been so long since Oakley has been seen that the school bus eventually stopped coming to pick her up. And why wasn't she reported missing from the school? That brings up a great point. This is just bizarre to me. Oakley was reported missing after deputies arrived at her family's home to perform a welfare check at the request of Oakville Elementary School principal Jessica Swift. Well, that's nice. Months later, that's when they decide to call this in for the welfare check. Unbelievable. But thank goodness. Swift said first time she noticed something odd was when she brought supplies to Oakley's parents in December 2021 following a house fire that destroyed a lot of their belongings. Jordan had to let us know that there was a fire, so I had gone out and checked on them and offered support and dropped off supplies from school right after the fire. I saw all the other kids running around and playing. I did not see Oakley. I thought that was a little odd. I asked where she was, and they told me she was in her room in a timeout. 2 weeks later, Swift returned to the home and again didn't see Oakley. Later, Oakley's 6-year-old sister went to Swift's home for a play date with Swift's daughter, and that's when Swift learned that Oakley has not been seen for a while. On a play date with my daughter, Oakley's sister asked about Oakley. Swift told News Nation, and it came out over the course of those questions that Oakley wasn't living with them anymore. I can't describe the feeling I had the moment sitting on the couch with the little girl when she said that. Swift said she immediately contacted Grays Harbor police and made a report. When police searched the home, they saw no sign of Oakley having been there. The birth parents have both denied knowing what happened to Oakley. Her foster family is absolutely devastated. Absolutely devastated. The community around is absolutely devastated. It makes me wonder whether that fire was intentionally set to cover up evidence, but we don't know. That's speculation. That's speculation. All right, guys. So that's kind of it for all the stuff that I had to really go over. You know, Summer Wells. There are some. I know we were talking about Summer Wells. That was on the thumbnail. Summer Wells is a major important piece in all of this because we believe, many of us believe, her parents are responsible. We hear from Jennifer Coffendoffers talking about the people closest to us are the ones that are typically the ones that harm us. We have the case study that provides us information about, you know, parents and their ability to harm their children. We have a case study about the ability for them to lie and steal their children. The idea that parents, all parents are good, loving parents is an inaccurate statement. The majority of the population are great people. The majority of the population want to see their children thrive. The majority of the population keep homes in conditions in good working order so their children can thrive. But there's still that small number of parents that are abusing their children, that are on drugs and other substances, that aren't living the right lifestyle, and it puts their children's life in grave danger. And what that does, well, that's good to know, Carlos, that you're a racist. So congratulations. I'm glad we're making you now go to single letters. You're welcome, by the way. I'm late. Hi, everyone. Carolina girls. Hello, hello, hello. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and post the link if you would like to come up here and speak about any of the cases that we've covered, including the Summer Wells case and the new information that you have in the Summer Wells, or that we found in the Summer Wells case. What do you think of this letter? I can barely read it, but it says we wanted to thank everyone who donated to the reward fund in the hopes of bringing our precious daughter back home. And we can assure you she is worth everything to us and more, as she loves everyone, is blameless, which I found odd that somebody would use that word in this letter, is blameless and deserves to be in school with her peers, becoming a young lady. I hate that word, young lady. She's a baby. Don Wells, she's a baby. She's not a young lady. Okay? She's not a young lady. She's a baby. And the reason why I hate hearing young lady come out of his mouth is because of what he did to his stepsister. And he called her a little girl and knows better than to do that to a little girl. But he's now referring to his own little girl as a young lady, as if she's not young, as if she's not a baby. I don't like hearing that language. It fills us to think about where she might be, what she might be going through. I can't read this, those who have donated, and so many this feel the same. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And for those in media who do this job with a heart, thank you very much, and God bless. I can't read. But it says something about trails of tears. I've never seen Don or Candus cry for this baby. What trail of tears, Don? or Tim, whoever wrote this. I can't read this. Summer Wells, earthly father. It's signed Summer Wells, earthly fathers. Summer Wells, earthly father. That's what it's called. Not Don Wells, her earthly father. They're sick. Like, I'm a religious person, but I don't consider my mother as an earthly mother. I'm not, from, I'm not an alien. These people, man, even in the writing of these letters just don't seem stable to me. Whoever wrote that just doesn't seem stable to me. Isn't there an area also known as the Trail of Tears, a clue or a decoy? Oh, interesting, Happy. I don't know. Never heard of that before. But I can tell you, them having a Trail of Tears, I've never seen. The only time I've ever seen Candus cry is for herself, period. Every time Don's on any kind of interview, he talks about himself. Very limited about his daughter. Very limited about his daughter. Never, for the love of God, there's a creator that runs around here. We always tease, always having a picture of Summer Wells in his hand, right? Dolly was playing, right? And you would expect the parents to be like that, right? You'd expect the parents to be like that. But they're not. I wonder how many flyers they have in any of their vehicles at any given times to hand out about Summer. But we have people like Tammy and Peggy coming from Illinois that have stacks of flyers that they post everywhere. Anytime they leave, they go and post them in bathrooms across this country, any place that they go. Why aren't the parents doing that? Summer's our baby. We've adopted her. Those piece of crap parents can go somewhere. They never deserved her. What they put those children, they didn't deserve any of those children. I just wish it wouldn't have been this late. I wish I wish they would have gotten help sooner. I really do. I really do. All right, guys. Well, listen, I know this is going to be a short live. I do apologize about that, but I've got to help a friend today, and I've got to run. I will be back first thing. Well, I may not be back here first thing in the morning. We'll probably have an afternoon live, potentially. I don't know. It depends on what my schedule's like in the morning. But either way, I hope you guys found this informative. Again, we are going to go over a lot of cases. I do have some updates on Summer Wells. I'm putting together and preparing several videos related to the Summer Wells case, things that I don't like, that I'm seeing. And I think that those need to be exposed. So I will be preparing videos. Be on the lookout for those videos. I'm going to be dropping several of them today. I'm going to be dropping several of them tomorrow. Just again, if you guys are not getting my notifications, please check the bell and make sure it's on all, because you want to make sure you are getting these videos, especially the ones with Summer Wells. I just dropped one on Harmony Montgomery. I have another one on Summer Wells related to this letter. And then again, I will be preparing more Summer Wells videos, not lives, videos to be released today. I love each and every one of you. God bless. And don't forget to be fearless, folks.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.